Hi, how you doing? This will probably be my last video for quite a while, I'm guessing. That's because I think it's going to be one of my hardest of the lot so far. So yeah, here we go. Somebody once said to me, say what you mean and mean what you say. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Have you ever heard that phrase? And it got me thinking, are words just words? Do they have any meaning? And if you speak to a lot of people, you know, we all say things, and maybe sometimes we say things we don't mean, but actually words do have meaning. If I was to say to you the words fat, ugly, angry, I could think of a whole load of other descriptive words. Smacking, hitting, bully. And by themselves, the words are literally just what they are. They're just words. But when said, they can often trigger memories. They can often trigger experiences. And for some, those experiences and those emotions, even though they may have dealt with them, and even though they may have thought that they've gone, those experiences are still deep. For a lot of people, for example, the words ugly, the words fat, have got real deep meaning. I mean, how many times have people said that in their lives? And also the words hitting and stuff, you know, if you've been abused in any way, then these words will just resonate with you, and you understand how painful they can be when such words are used, right? And it got me thinking that, you know, like, for example, if somebody was to use, say, homophobic language or racist language, there's uproar, isn't there? And quite rightly so, because as a society, we should have the maturity to stop being racist. I mean, why? Why do we need to be racist? Does it benefit anybody? No. Same with homophobic and other sexually words. You know, there's so many sex-gendered words these days, I don't even know what half of those are myself. But again, as a society, why do we still have this issue? It's rude, it's offensive, it's bullying, it's hurtful. And so, if I was to come out with any of those words, quite rightly so, or anybody, I have a right to be told off. I've got a right to be pulled to one side and said, you know what, that language is not acceptable, right? If I was to speak to somebody with racist words or with homophobic language, then actually they've got a right to say to me, quite rightly so, I don't want you speaking to me like that, please. You know, they may not say that kindly, but actually they've got that right. And so at the same token, I think as individuals, if somebody says something that we don't like to us, then actually we have the right to say, you know, please don't use that language around me or those words around me, because actually I find them offensive, I find them hurtful, and we have that right. The same way, if you get arrested, for example, you have the right to remain silent. I've seen lots of those films with the cops, and I've heard them say on lots of movies, so that's apparently what they say. You have the right to remain silent. And so, you know, we preach a lot about our rights, and rights are awesome, you know, because they do give us those rights. But what I don't think we have the right to be is a hypocrite, okay, a hypocrite. And it's got me thinking about a while ago, and somebody was saying to me, look, don't use words such as debt, such as poverty, because when you think about those words, you kind of are back in that place. But I said, well, actually, for some people, debt and poverty are such real issues that actually it might be hard to reframe those words. It might be hard to think of other words. But this person was insistent, no, you must change your thinking, because you need to aim higher. You need to just change your thinking so it's more positive. Change your thinking. Yet this same person disagreed when I said, look, you need to change your thinking, you need to change the way that you speak to people. And then of course they told me about their rights. It's interesting, isn't it? People are all different, I guess. But I want to talk about another issue, and that's the issue of abuse. And like I said, it's going to be quite hard for me to say this because I've never admitted the abuse that's happened in my life. And you might think, you know what, we've all been abused, whether it's emotionally abused, whether it's spiritually abused, whether it's financially abused, whether it's sexually abused, whether it's physically abused, we've all been there. But no, not everybody has, and not everybody's experiences are the same, right? And for a lot of people, it can often just trigger those memories. And if you've ever been in that situation, you can often feel ashamed, you can feel dirty, you feel responsible, you feel like you was to blame. But I want to speak to those people. You know, if you're one of those people who says, do you know what, I was to blame for that abuse, no, right? You was not to blame, okay? Nobody has the right to abuse another human being. It doesn't matter their life, it doesn't matter their experience, it doesn't matter that maybe perhaps they were abused themselves somehow, right? No. Nobody has the right to abuse another human being. So I want to say, if ever you've been in that situation again, that if you feel dirty or ashamed, not anymore. Not anymore. Because we must start speaking out more and more, and I guess some people just get on with life maybe, and other people just suppress stuff and pretend that maybe it didn't happen, or maybe some people deal with it, whereas other people, they can spend their lives in therapy over such stuff. But I just want to say again, abuse isn't acceptable. So, I guess I just want to say, life is to be enjoyed. We only have one life. Don't let people, the wrong people, ruin your life. You know, if you need help, get help. If you need support, get support. If you think nobody understands, trust me, there are people out there who understand. So I just guess that's all I've got to say, really. Have a great life all, and look after each other, and look after yourself. Take care. Steve out.